So I have a new little camera set up here. Hopefully this is better than the other thing I had. So I'm doing a little DIY candy situation here. Particularly this is the Kracie Popin Cookin Tanoshii donuts one. So cute and fun. So it makes at least 4 little donuts, it seems. And you get to decorate them as well. And this one is fortunately in English, so I don't need the little translator thing to translate it. But the thing I like about Kracie's Kitchen is that it does have this little QR translator, so it translates it into a variety of languages as long as you have a QR reader. So the first thing we gotta do is wash our hands, prepare a glass of water. So I have 10 little glasses of water in my little measuring teeny tiny cup. And then I also have my little sink to put my instruments of candy making in so that I can clean them off. And then I have a scissor, which is handy to have with these. Oh, I didn't even tell you, use a scissor to cut it out of the tray. And these are really neat because it's like a little bit of airline open back. And it's got some like, whatchamacallit, kitchen, I don't know, gastro science something or other, where basically most of what's in here is a bunch of powder mixes, and you mix it with water to make just really tiny, adorable candies. I like things that are tiny, so I will do this. First, you can make a little work mat sort of situation if you cut up the box very often, so, or cut up the bag. So you can go ahead and do that. Nothing else, so that I'm not covering my little table here with stickies. Well, looks like there's some kind of situation on the back too. There we go. There's the fun of watching somebody use scissors. Only the best. Okay. These are not the best scissors. I was looking for scissors and I found these scissors and my fabric scissors. And, well, you don't use fabric scissors for anything but fabric, so these slightly less, super less sharp scissors are the ones we're gonna go with. And not too bad, but they are definitely not the best, so there we go. Just kind of gum the plastic off the edge here. There we go. I guess this is just giving the sample of what it could look like on this other one. Or I guess it's a little bit of instructions. Alright. I also have a little trash bin handy. That's not on screen because I don't know why you would need to see that. I also have done many of these in the past and hope to do more in the future. So I have a little assortment of things that I have found handy in the past that I have kept and washed for future uses. If you're into these, I kind of recommend keeping them as a little bag of stuff. Okay, so what we have here is we've got the cocoa dough. We've got the, oh no, it's cut off, custard dough. We've got a little baggie, so that's probably for decorating. We've got the crumbs, sprinkles I guess, and vanilla sauce, and chocolate sauce, and oh, my favorite, the shovel. I don't actually have a shovel amongst these here, but the shovel can really get in the corners pretty good. It's actually much rarer to find a spoon than the shovel. The shovel seems to be the common tool. The strawberry sauce powder, and these are also sprinkles. So, oh, I guess the crumbs are actually little, they're little crumbs like that. They've mixed all the sprinkles together. Tragedy. Alright, so I'm going to put our little sheet to the side here. I think this is our display sheet versus this is probably our working sheet here. Alright. So what do our instructions say? So we're going to cut away parts of this to work with. Where's my scissors? There's my scissors. So this is the little measuring cup. There's almost always a little measuring cup. And it's going to tell us, you know, how many of this cup go into all the different things. And then what I like too is most of these containers have like, I don't know how well this will show up on camera. Let me see. Maybe if I put my finger under it. Nope. Gotta figure out what the camera's at. There-ish. So here and here, there are little, like, one's a star, one's a heart, and in the main tray, whoa, I can almost get it here. There we go. In the main tray, I think it's a musical note. Yeah. So a lot of these will actually have kind of visual cues as well. So like here's the musical note. So even if I didn't speak the language, I might still be able to riddle my way through if I'm very closely paying attention to the pictures. Also the bags are normally color coded so that you can try and figure it out even if you don't have the language you need. Let's see here. There we go. I also, it doesn't make you, but I like to cut this outer edge off. Just 'cause I feel like it's easier to work with if I'm not trying to dig down into the bowl. Alright. There are our bowls. Alright, so we have a big bowl, two little bowls, our water cup, and looks like two different donut shapes to work with. Alright. So let's see. What does the instructions say? Let's see. Alright, fill the round depression, music symbol, with water, and then add powder from the yellow packet. Press by mixing down with the back of the spoon until thick. Use your hands to knead the dough. Divide the dough into equal parts and round each into a ball. Place them on the packing pouch. Next, repeat step A with powder from the brown packet. After that, we're going to make the donuts, which is we press the donut balls into donut molds in the tray, indicating that each one should make about 2. And then we place them in the packing pouch. Place them on the packing pouch. So maybe this pink one is supposed to be our working tray. I don't know. Making the vanilla sauce, making the strawberry sauce. Okay, so we'll get back to that. Actually, let's use this. It's cute. So we're filling this inner circle here with water. This is why I like this. This is my favorite tool that I got. I use this one all the time. It only came with like one thing I've ever used. It would be so sad to lose it. But this helps me very exactly fill up when it's asking for a particular amount to the line. Since it's such a small little container, I can really get it right to the line. There we go. And then I think they said the custard flavored one first. So like I said, this does say custard, but it also is indicating on there, like, that's clearly the yellow one, that's clearly the brown one, and blue, red, and black. So combining it's for, kids of all ages type of thing. You can kind of riddle it out, even if language aside, even if you can't understand the language, maybe you can still play with it if you can recognize your colors. And I guess you might need numbers for the amount of cups, but it's usually like 1 to, I think the most I've ever seen the cups thing be like maybe 3. Who can tell? Who can say? But who also does not enjoy candy and tiny things? So we're going to mix this up really good. I'm not going to use the shovel. I wanted to use the fork. Save the shovel for something else. Also, I usually have a little piece of paper towel handy to help me with any messes I make. So this doesn't look like it's enough water, but if you keep going, it generally is right. It just takes a while to really mix all the stuff in. I always find this stuff fascinating because it's like, clearly some level of kitchen science. Oh, get back in there. So I had a very exciting time this past weekend while I'm doing all the mixing. I'll tell you about it. We went to PAX Unplugged. I don't actually know when I'm going to post this, but when I post this, or when it happens, for me, last weekend was PAX Unplugged. And we got to go see, so we're fans of Penny Arcade and oh goodness, Acquisitions Incorporated, and myself and my friends, and we got to go see the live show, and it was really very good. So it was the season finale for the they had like a not really a reboot so much as a like an episodic sort of situation where they've been doing posting their D&D games for ages. And they have, so they have the 2 main guys from Penny Arcade, Mike and Jerry, and who are, if you're only familiar with the Penny Arcade comic, it's Tycho is Jerry and Gabe is Mike. But they play Dungeons and Dragons with various people of their friends and people from I guess wizards and whatnot, the people that make Dungeons and Dragons, which is pretty cool. So a lot of times, like, their games will kind of center on exploring some bits of like new modules that are coming out and stuff like that. So that's fun. But they had a series that they did where they basically did a continuation of their older game. But made it like episodic type of thing. So it was like, I can kind of remember if it was 10 episodes each season or so. But they had the season finale, but then this episode of PAX was to, I guess, really cap off the season, right? Like it's not the end of the story, but it's the end of what we have so far to work with. And I don't know when the next part is coming out type of thing, because this was like as far as they had promised to do, but I think it's fairly clear they're going to do more. But it was very, very good. Their DM currently is they actually keep going back and forth between Christopher Perkins and Jeremy Crawford, who are they're like the guys that make the rules and scenarios and stuff like that at Wizards of the Coast. So I guess they have all the sorry, just making sure everything is good here. So so they get to have fun being the dams of the stuff that they work so hard at making. But so my friend, who if you want to find her on Instagram, it's Honeybee, as in HUNYBEE. I'm sorry, BEE. Yeah. HUNYBEE_Rose, or she now has a Twitter handle of Honeybee Weaving, which is normally her name that she goes by. So she makes these beautiful dolls that she crochets, and like makes them of like characters and stuff like that from shows. And when she goes somewhere where she thinks she's gonna meet a person who plays a character she admires and whatnot, she'll often crochet one of these up for them and give it to them as a gift if she runs into them. So she made one of Jerry and Jim's characters. So that's I'm sorry, Jerry and Mike's character. So Mike plays Jim Dark Magic, and Jerry plays Omen Drawn. So those are the characters she did. And we got to actually meet Jerry after the panel we went to on Friday night, and give him the thing, and he was very pleased with it. And so we got invited to like, she let him know that she actually had one for Mike and Jeremy Crawford as well. And so he was like, oh, we should kind of meet with them, after the main show on Saturday night, to see if you could give them to him then, type of thing. So I mean, we were gonna go to that show anyway, of course. It's like that's why you go to PAX, right? But so we wound up getting very good seatings because of it. And so after the show, Mike wasn't feeling well, so he had headed back kind of right away. So we didn't get a chance to meet Mike, but we did get to meet Jeremy Crawford, and she got to give him the doll of the character he plays, which is a character named Vi. And the dolls are fantastic. If you go to her Instagram, you can see the pictures of them. And so since Mike wasn't around, she was like, hey, do you mind giving him the, somebody give it to him if you get a chance, type of thing, and left it with them. And so he got it. Sorry, trying to get this to work while I'm telling the story here. So he at some point must have gotten the doll, because then he was posting on Twitter this morning that, kind of like, hey, I got this cool doll from a band, but I didn't get to meet them and thank the artist. If anybody knows who did that, please let me know so I can, say thanks and let them know I like the doll. So I am not normally one on Twitter, but a friend of ours had a Twitter, and she follows Mike, so she spotted that post, and so she was like, hey, do you guys know this situation is occurring? And so she was like, oh crap, I don't actually have a Twitter. I can't respond to him. And she was also heading out to work, and I was like, well, I have a ancient Twitter, at least a login, so I can go on there and be like, hey, I know that human, she doesn't have a Twitter, give her a minute, and she'll get back to you, type of thing. So it took her a minute to, she had to get to work, she had to do some stuff and wait till she had a time to take a break a little bit and create a Twitter account. And so in the meantime, I had posted to him, you know, here's her Instagram type of thing, and you know, if you wanted to get in touch with her, and yes, I'll let her know you're looking for her type of thing. And which, you know, I'm like, okay, that's, there you go, due diligence, right? But it seemed like, so it seemed like some people could see my post, but I guess maybe he couldn't or something like that. But I was like, maybe he can't see my post because you know, I'm not active on Twitter. Maybe, you know, the algorithm thinks I'm not a real person anymore or something. So he posted again late in the day, and like, internet, help me find this person. And at that point, she tried to, I think she had made a Twitter, but for some reason she was like, you can see my post, right? And I could not. And I was like, oh no, we are elders. We do not know how to use the Twitter, or the X. I guess it's called X now, right? So I was like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I don't know how to best make the thing work. So I tried posting another time where I was like, yeah, you know, I do know this person. This is her handle. She's now got a Twitter, and this is her name. But she only just made it today, and she's trying to get in touch with you. But it's giving her a little trouble. And it seemed like, again, that Mike wasn't able to see our posts. But somebody was able to, and that person shared it, or shared the information from it, very kindly, gave credit as well, and then Mike did see it and thanked the guy. So that was earlier today. It's I don't know what time it is where he lives, so I don't believe she's heard back yet, but it was very exciting day. Because I hope he does get to talk to her, because she's awesome. My friends are awesome, and it's just she makes these brilliant dolls. They're really cool, and I hope for her that she gets to hear him, you know, actually give her some thoughts on, you know, that he liked it and whatnot. There we go. I actually did, so sometimes when she's making something, there's like a little piece of jewelry or some bits and bob on the doll that wouldn't work as crochet, but would work better as something made from clay, that I'll make her, you know, whatever, some kind of accent piece, I guess you could say, to help finish it off, type of thing. And so on the Jim Dark Magic doll, I actually made the little, like, he has a little skull brooch on, like, connecting, or clasp, I should say, a skull clasp, connecting his cape to his back, type of thing. And so I made that bit and bob for her there, and I was like, oh no, because I don't think I've made, you know, I make stuff out of clay. I don't know if I don't think I've ever posted anything on this channel about making stuff out of clay. I should do that at some point. But I make things out of clay, like, a lot of times I'll make different figures, like somebody's D&D character, or bits and bobs of jewelry, especially jewelry from, like, maybe books or stuff where, like, the actual item doesn't exist, and someone's like, oh my god, this is my favorite book ever, but, like, only 10 people have read it, and this thing doesn't exist, you know. So that sort of thing, I'll make them a physical representation of this thing that they've been dreaming of, as best I can, because sometimes there's not even necessarily a visual of what the thing looks like. It's just kind of vaguely described in a book, or like I said, you know, somebody's D&D character, or I don't know, all sorts of things. Room sets. I've made a lot of unique room sets over the years. I don't even know. Jewelry. Anyway, bits and bobs. So I made that little skull, but I'm like, oh god, you know, this is the first time I've like, so Mike draws, right? And it's not like I've never made anything for anybody that draws before. I have, and they usually, you know, they're usually like, I mean, no one's ever been like, oh crap, I hate your stuff, man. But like, you know, there's you know, my friends artist type of thing where I'm like, well, I love their stuff, and I'm very pleased that they, you know, like my stuff type of thing. But you know, I don't think I've ever done essentially Sculpey art for a stranger of something representing something that they've you know, like he's drawn what Jim looks like, what his D&D character looks like. So like that little skull is from, like the look of it is from like pictures he's drawn, right? So like it's just a little thing. It's just a little thing, right? But it's the first time like I'm like, I hear a stranger is a representation I've made of a thing you drew. I hope you either like it or did not notice it. Because I really like his stuff, and I guess I just didn't put two and two together to think about it before making it. But I was just like, oh god, I, you know, overthink it much, sure. But I'm like, oh, I drew it. I mean, I sculpted the thing that you did. I hope you don't think it looks terrible. But I'm sure he doesn't, or at least I think he would have the courtesy not to say as much if he did not think it was well represented. But yeah, it was very, very cool to get to meet. So Jeremy Crawford was the one that got to talk with us for a little bit, and Jerry was also very cool. Like I said, Jim had to go, so we didn't get to talk with him. But I think he's generally a cool guy. And I think I think she eventually, my friend that does the crocheting, I think she eventually is considering trying to make, you know, the rest of that team of D&D players dolls. So hopefully, if the rest of the guys are like, oh, why didn't I get one? That you know, probably if they're gonna be at PAX next year, they'll get a doll. She also did the guys from Critical Role and brought them their characters at, she was at Comic-Con. I was not at Comic-Con. Comic-Con is a little too busy for me nowadays. It's just a little too much. I feel like, especially on like Saturday, I'm like, I can't move. It almost feels dangerous how tightly packed it is. So I'm just like, I think I'm good on that. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. A little more space I'm actually working in here. But yeah, but it was really nice. It's a very nice convention. If you've never been, definitely worth your time. Just mixing this up. But it's a convention that revolves around D&D card games and in particular board games, rather than I feel like the main PAX conventions, which I haven't been to, so I could be totally wrong. I think they're a little more centric towards video games. So there we go. That's looking good. So PAX Unplugged is refreshing, and it's I don't know, you know, little more on the board game and card game and D&D type thing. I'm gonna see if I can try and make 3 donuts. Oh no, it's a little late on donut, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, here. Try to make a big donut. Because this one was pretty full when I did the amount I was supposed to do before. Oh, or maybe I'm misjudging it. Here we go. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can get 3 donuts out. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. That's a definite maybe. Okay. Smoosh it, smoosh it, smoosh it. I like the texture of this. It's not unlike Play-Doh. Oop. It's a little shorter of a donut, but not a bad donut. Just gonna roll you out here. Not terrible. I've seen worse donuts. Is it just me, or is Dunkin' Donuts become bad? Like, they used to be a delight, and I can't tell if it was just when I was a kid. I had no particular I don't know, range of needs from my donut or what, but like, I used to never be a big fan of like the old-fashioned type of donuts. It's like the, you know, it's like the glazed ones or whatnot. But now I find I like a little bit more of those cakier donuts, and I feel like a lot of the ones I have at Dunkin' Donuts, it's more like I just feel like they're drier than they used to be, and more like almost like a hamburger bun type of bread rather than a donut-y type of bread. Like a Wawa donut's not bad. I mean, I still like a Boston cream from Dunkin' Donuts, but it's not my favorite. I think a Wawa Boston cream is probably my go-to for a lot of my donut needs. But I also don't have a lot of donut needs, I suppose. Alright, now we're making the sauces. We're doing, let's see, we don't need this anymore. Add the blue, powder from the blue packet to the heart section. Oh, no, we do need that one. We're going to need the chocolate one for later. I mean the music one for chocolate. So let's see, we need to add the powder from the blue packet to the heart. Blue packet, and we're adding it to the heart. Whoa. I wonder what it tastes like with that water. Wouldn't recommend it. And then the red packet goes in here. But first we need a cup of water. There's my little... It seems like such a little amount for a lot of powder there. There we go. Cup of water. I like that there's this little pour spout. We gotta tap it to get all the water out. Get out of there. So I usually like to swap out my utensil when I swap out the types of things, because sometimes I don't know because God only knows what these powders are. Like, I'm sure if I look somewhere, it might tell me what the ingredients are. Yeah, but it's all like various chemicals. I have no idea what those do. Wish, wish, wish. But in particular, like sometimes there's, like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, there's that, like, we'll see it in a later one, I'm sure, because I have some that do this. But basically, there's like some of these that you make this paste in one, and it looks like a liquid, and you make this liquid in another cuppy thing, and then when you go to use like a dropper like that, you suck up the stuff with one, and then you drop it into the other, and it basically makes it like caviar looking balls. Like it solidifies in the other one as the drop falls. And I don't know, what am I doing? Wait, this one? Not this one. This one. It's magical. Or it's science, one of those. It's science, it's probably more correct. Strawberry smells like strawberry. Actually, it smells like if you ever had a strawberry scented toy from the 80s, when the strawberry scented toys were all the rage. Or maybe it was like early 90s, here we go. It smells like that. It smells like the component that made the smell of strawberry on old toys. Not in a bad way. Like you'd sit there breathing in strawberry shortcake baby version breath for hours, I'm sure. Or using that scratch and sniff sticker. But that is the scent I'm getting. Nostalgia. Me. Okay. Oh, look how pink it is. For such a white powder, it makes a bright pink. So these two are going to be icing, and then there is a chocolate icing, I guess, too, to decorate with. These things, like, okay, I was about to say, is like, these things sometimes like to hide a dry spot. That's really, it's like, when it's like, really mix it well, they do mean really mix it well, like get down in the corner, reveal the bottom layer, make sure you've integrated it all, because it does, as the more of it mixes in, it usually changes the texture of the situation. And then too, a lot of them, if you give it a little time to sit, it also seems to change the texture of things as well. Alright. There we go. Strawberry sauce. That's good. I like the spoon. Let's see. Go for this one. I'm going to take a little water. Wash our little pan out. Like if you reuse the tray, I do recommend giving it a quick rinse and then getting the water out, because as you can see, we're working with very small amounts of water here. So leaving a few drops of water can make a difference. Add the powder from the black packet to the music section. There we go. No, I can put this bag there. There we go. This too, this smells like a chocolate scratch and sniff pen, or a scratch and sniff sticker type of thing. Oh, some water. Our little water tray. There we go. Mix that in. Alright. And we're going to mix well. Actually, been a long time since I've had this one. I can't remember how it tastes. We'll remember together in real time, or learn together in real time. It smells more chocolatey as water is added. I should also say that the strawberry smells more strawberry as water is added. I guess we're activating the flavor crystals. Yeah, I'm really trying to mix everything in there. Get it all in there. Make sure I'm scraping the bottom. Make sure I'm scooping it all together. Mixing all I can here. And this is not a great tray for what it's going to ask me to do next. That's good chocolate. Which is probably, yeah. So we've added these, we've done that one, we've done this. Add, fold down the top of the squeezing bag and put the sauce into it. Fold the top back up and twist. Use a scissor to cut off one corner as shown, and then decorate the donuts how you like. So we're going to fold this down like so. And now, my friends, is the time of the shovel. I'm going to shovel that in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's shoveling time. Alright. Best thing about being the candy person is I get to lick the bowl later. And I get to lick the shovel. So, don't do that. Don't lick it if you're making it for friends. Lick it after you're done if you're making it for friends. I am making it for me. Any of my friends are strangely weirded out by mini candy and the fact that it's powders and becomes a thing. So not all of them would like to decide to try it. Now for careful aim, you are going to want that to get all the way down there. There you go. Alright. So we are going to just nip the tiniest bit off the end here. I really need the scissors not to gum it. And they gummed it. Okay. I've broken it free. Alright. So that's ready. And now we just need to decide how we are decorating these donuts. Oh, I see. There was an alternative donut it was recommending. I could make it into a little bear, and that's why there was extra dough. I did not make a little bear donut. I'm sorry. I deprived you of the bear donut. But this is what the chocolate sauce is for. Okay. So, what were some of their suggestions? Let's see. So we've got circle donut, we've got bumply donut, circle donut, bumply donut, and another bumply donut. Let's think. We've got strawberry icing and vanilla icing. I feel like I like the concept of the vanilla icing on the chocolate and the strawberry on the vanilla. I think that's how I want that to go down. Actually, here, let's decorate on this bad boy. Oh, and I almost forgot I have sprinkles. So here, when a donut is done, it can go on the nice platform. Alright, we're not going to do that first. Let's do this one first. How do we want to do this? I think perhaps the spoon. Let us gently apply a delicious strawberry icing to the donut. I feel like we could have done that more evenly, but what you gonna do? And again, starting from thick to thin, here we go. That's a little better. Give that an outer layer. We have plenty of icing. There we go. Alright, it's looking like a mess in the middle of the donut, as it should be, right? There we go. And now, I think I also want some strawberry on that guy. Let's see. We'll do these one at a time. So, strawberry, donut. I want the chocolatey crunches on it. Maybe. Let's see here. Something like this. Oh yeah. Oop. Perhaps too much. Perhaps too much. Alright. Gonna grab my shovel to help me with the spatula. Here we go. That would make the Duncan man proud. Alright. And I will do, I think, another, let's do, oh, this one has an interesting idea where it's pink with, or pink on white, but I'm going to do pink and then do the white on the pink. I think. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keep getting like one think spot. Whoop. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now taking the tiniest bits of the white, we're going to decorate. If we can. There we go. Like that. Like that. Not quite evenly. It's not the tool for even decoration. Even so, we're not doing so bad. That might be its key. Is figuring out how to aim this thing. There we go. And come. And there. And there. And there. That one not so much. But this one maybe. Whoop. Almost lost my spoon. There. And you and I both know that we're missing one, right? Yeah. That's not too bad. That looks kind of like a trumpet flower. Alright. Let's do some of the pretty sprinkles this time. Oh, you know what? I want to do. I forgot about this. I'm just going to go ahead and do like a. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Okay. This one's not going to have that. This one's going to have sprinkles. I needed like, need a little bowl for this, and I don't have one. Maybe if I do this. Okay. Let's put cute little hearts on this one. Oh, oh. And there. There, eat, eat. Oh dear. These are very sugary sprinkles. I've ruined the effect. I see that now. Well. There we go. Just do a little bit of this. What the? Oh. I've lost power to the lights. Hang on a second. What up? Oh, I know why that happened. That's because sorry about that. Let's see here. And this one needs to be manual. There we go. Hey, all right. I've seen worse. Where'd my shovel go? Oh, there's my shovel. Oh, what's that? And up she goes. And down she goes. I feel like less is more with these donuts. Oh. Alright. So let's do a bit of vanilla. So my favorite Dunkin' donut is actually, I know I was like, oh, Dunkin' Donuts, guess it, but now I keep talking about Dunkin' Donuts. But no, Dunkin' Donuts had a good run. I think I just have a lot of Dunkin' Donuts by me that just aren't trying so hard anymore is probably the reality of it. I just put out stale donuts, call it a day. Which fresh donuts in this economy? But at the same time, it's not like I'd want super fresh donuts all the time. There was a point in my life where a Krispy Kreme factory moved into our town. And so Krispy Kreme, if you've never had the experience of having a Krispy Kreme factory or store in your town, they have this neon light that says hot or something to the tune of that. And when that light is lit, when the beacons are lit, it is not Gondor calling for aid. It is they will give you one free hot donut, like literally freshly made. It's the just an old-fashioned vanilla glaze type of situation. But it's you just go in there and they're like, here you go, right? And then you're like, well, I'm here, I'm committed. You know, I would like a whole box of donuts or something like that. You know, that's the, I guess, the business model type of thing where you're like, okay, free donut plus a box of donuts plus, you know, however that works. And the whole town, the air supply was sugar encrusted. And like when you first hear somebody be like, okay, you know, Krispy Kreme moves to your town, That means you can have free donuts, like, really most of the time. I won't say all of the time, because in theory they close at some point, but honestly, most of the time you could have a free donut. Like, you didn't have to buy anything. You just, you went into the store, you had a free donut, and then you're like, I should probably pay them something. But you did not have to. You were not required to. You just had a town that had access to a near infinite supply of free donuts. And if free donuts are being made and glazed pretty much all day, that means the air sugar quality in your town is significant, and you can't like breathe without gaining sugar in your lung. And like that kind of got old eventually, and you're like, I can't breathe without breathing in the flavor of donut. And you begin to feel like maybe eternal access to free donuts is not a good thing, but a bad thing. And that's like, you didn't want to know that. You didn't want to have that confirmed for you. You wanted to live your beautiful donut dream. And Krispy Kreme took that from me. Don't get me wrong, I'll still eat Krispy Kreme. But there was quite a while back when I lived in that town that even after the Krispy Kreme eventually closed down and moved away, because the entire town was like, alright, we're saturated with donuts, we're not going to buy donuts anymore. That eventually you're like, yeah, but I mean, if you're offering Krispy Kremes, I can go for a Krispy Kreme. They're not bad donuts. What drives me nuts is that, like, Krispy Kreme, you find, like, boxes of Krispy Kreme in a lot of places, right? I guess they deliver them there. And they're, like, big variety boxes. And you're like, I don't want half of these. I just want, whatever actual donut you want. But you can't get just whatever actual donut you want unless you live by a Krispy Kreme. So I went from having my access of whatever Krispy Kreme donut I wanted to only being able to have, like a Krispy Kreme, box of a random assortment or no Krispy Kreme donuts. And I'm okay with it. It's alright. You can't have both, and I respect that. But I could just as easily go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't, because the Dunkin' donuts are not quite as good as other places' donuts. And I'm not sure if that just means I have decent donuts available to me by smaller places, or if Dunkin' Donuts are just bad now. I don't know. It's a good question. One that I don't know the answer to. Okay. So I don't think I want to go sprinkle crazy. I'm not overly keen on these sprinkles, but we'll have some sprinkles. But I want this one to have this kind of sprinkles. So I grew up on the shore. And if you go up on the shore, there are more than one kind of sprinkle. So if you have these little dot sprinkles, those are generally called sprinkles, versus these longer sprinkles are referred to as jimmies. And different areas call them different things. And then you have like shaped sprinkles like this, so this would be like a heart sprinkle, right? So sprinkles is the general term. So all of these are sprinkles. But what kind of sprinkle this long one is, that's called a jimmy. This is called a heart. And I guess you could call these dot sprinkles, or bead sprinkles, but they actually just like they are sprinkles is what they actually are. What are these made out of? They do not taste like normal sprinkles. They taste like, so like nowhere near as sweet as a pixie. Oh, you know what it tastes like? Have you ever had that like dot candy on paper? It tastes like that. They're not normal sprinkles. I'll put a couple sprinkles here. Oh, I forgot. There's this kind of sprinkle. Let's do this sprinkle on this guy. And this guy will just have like a little bit of an accent sprinkle. Alright. Let me just eat the evidence of the unused sprinkles. And I'll lift and put. Choking on sprinkles. And lift and put. Eat the rest of these sprinkles. No evidence. Nom 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 nom. I mean video evidence, but no evidence. Oh, and I keep forgetting I have this black icing. Or chocolate icing, as it were. Here, let's put some on you. There. And kind of like how this one looks by itself, but maybe something over here where we like circle the dots or something. Oh, it's hard to keep the pressure up without repositioning the bag. Oop. Now it looks weird. Well, it was nice while it was there. Yeah, maybe I'll put a dot of chocolate in there. There we go. Just fill that up with chocolate. Chocolate swirl. This is going to come out everywhere when I pick up the donut. There we go. Just an unnecessarily large pile of chocolate. Because why not? I do like the chocolate icing in these very much. I think there are several different things that have that little chocolate icing. I care for it quite a bit. So these little cookie crumbs remind me of shortbread cookies. That's what I'm getting from that. Alright. So, I can put my assorted spoons in the wash here. So, here's their donuts. And here's my donuts. Not too bad. Moment of truth is the tasting. First, the weird one. That is all over a pleasing thing. Oh, making a mess. Alright, so that one basically had, almost had no sprinkles on it. There were little dots of strawberry. And both chocolate and vanilla icing. And it was chocolate donut. I like that. That's good. And get my shuffle back. In the hopes of not getting icing everywhere on the ones that I overdid it on the middle icing. Alright, so we tried that one. Let's do... Now this has all of the icings again, vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate, but this one is on the custard donut, and it's got several of the heart sprinkles on it. So there we go. That's pretty cute. Well, that is good too. It's kind of, how it's call it a custard donut. This little vanilla donut thing, there's several of them that make something that looks similar to this, but it doesn't always taste the same. That's pretty good. It's like, these are all very lightly sweet. Like, you think for the sheer amount of icing I put on there that they'd be very sweet, but I find that most candies from places that are not America generally are less sweet, but often have richer flavor in some ways. Like London, I know when I'm eating candies from England, I know the difference is that they add less sugar but more fat, so it's a richer, creamier kind of like chocolate or candy, whatnot. So on their own, these things really tasted like something. Not powerfully, but it tasted like those little dot candies. When you put it on here with the other flavors, the flavor of it that doesn't come through, but the texture is like this nice, pleasing crunch. Yeah, it's not bad at all. And then we have this donut. So this donut is strawberry and vanilla with the little Jimmy sprinkles on a chocolate situation here. So this donut was a little thinner. It is not standing up in flavor to the icing as the other ones were. Trying to think how to describe the texture, and it's like, I want to say slimy but satisfying. Need a sip of water there. You know, you wouldn't think they're filling, but spending a lot of time making them, it kind of, I don't know, makes them seem like a bigger meal. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm full. I already had 3 donuts. Can't eat any more donuts. But I'm gonna try and eat all the donuts for you. So this one had a lot of the chocolate icing, but this is vanilla and chocolate icing on a chocolate donut. And this had the cookie ones, cookie crumble on it. And it's that pleasing French vanilla cruller looking donut. So I'm not loving the cookie crunchies on here. I think the sprinkles, or without any kind of sprinkles, was the best. This also has Jimmy's on it too, but it's really, the cookie crumble sprinkles is what's coming through, and it's not pleasing with the other stuff. I'm curious. So to make all this stuff, I think I filled it up to the top here. This is by tablespoons. It was 1, 2, 3, like 3.5 tablespoons of water to make all this. In case anyone's curious. Last donut. Oh, so full. Okay. Oh, a donut. Thank you for your donut. Stalling for the donut. Okay, I'm gonna eat the donut. No, I want a sip of water. Let's do a palate cleanser. Now, we don't have to eat the donut. We're choosing to eat the donut. I think I'm mostly just not looking for it because I'm not looking forward to it. I am going to enjoy eating this donut. But I think the less eager is because I'm noticing that it's got the cookie crumble on it. And I didn't love the cookie crumble on the previous donut. But let's see if it's different with strawberry and custard. So the strawberry flavor is strong enough to hold up against whatever the cookie is doing. If I ever made this again and still use the cookies, I think I would solely use the cookies on the strawberry flavor ones. I'm also getting a lot of the chocolate, which is interesting because I'm not really always super keen on chocolate and strawberry together, but chocolate and imitation strawberry, I'm kind of done with that. Like a milk chocolate and strawberry marshmallow candy, like you get on like Valentine's Day usually has that combo. That I'm down with. And it's all gone. Oh, now everything is sticky. Should let the donut compared to my giant glass of water. That's good. Alrighty. Well, thank you for hanging out with me while I made a tiny food. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the donuts and hanging out. And that was this one, which was Popin Cookin Tanoshii donuts. Tanoshii being delicious donuts. Do not consume powder. Do not consume the powder. Use water for best results. Well, no wonder the powder didn't taste good. I wasn't supposed to eat it. There are no display tools inside the product. Serve immediately after making this. Get cut into small amounts when eating. We should save this package for future reference. Referencing what in the future? But yeah, here are the various chemical-based ingredients. Oh, this was totally expired, wasn't it? Oh, tasted fine. Can powders go bad? I don't know if they can. Oh yeah, that was good. Alright. Well, that's it for this one. Turn this one off, so hope you have a good day. Toodles. Alrighty, let's look at that real quick.